I was at the gym today and they have a TV there and they had CNN on. I'm assuming my gym is left-leaning because I saw a magazine with Kamala on it and they constantly have CNN on the TV. I can see why liberals hate Trump and I can see why they're scared of him. Not saying that I believe that, because I don't. I used to be a Democrat, a big Democrat, and I hated Trump. I hated him, and it's been about 5 years since I've woken up from the fog of the lies of the media and everything that was being pushed in our faces. I forgot what that was like, the fear that they put out there. The fear that they are constantly talking about, like Trump's going to be a dictator, and on day one he's, going to dictate, and he's going to abolish our Constitution, and there's not going to be an America anymore, blah, blah, blah. My parents have been lifetime Republicans, and this sowed discord in our family. Me and my brother could not understand how my parents could vote for Donald Trump. We did not understand how they could have mixed children, or grandchildren, I have mixed kids. We didn't understand how my parents could love my children and still vote for Donald Trump because he was racist. And with my whole heart and soul, I believed that man was racist. I believed that he was Hitler. I believed that the world was going to essentially end, the world that we knew, if he became president. And my brother stopped talking to my parents. I kind of lived on and off with my mom, my parents, around that time, because I had just get out of rehab, because I'm in recovery, and I was transitioning into a sober living house, and I had not gotten yet into the sober living house, so I was at my parents' house, and this is 2019, and Trump was president, and COVID, like we were seeing COVID in other states happen to other people. We were watching on the news what it was doing to people, and it was getting really scary. And I remember talking to my mom about Trump, and we just had like a civil conversation about why because I just thought they were voting for him because they're Republicans, not because he was the right man for the job. I thought they were voting Republican no matter who was in office. But I didn't understand politics, and I didn't understand any of it. I for my whole life, politics were not my thing. I didn't understand them, and that's why I have never voted. This year is going to be my very first election that I am voting in. And, I have never voted, but I wanted Obama to win, and I was glad that he won, and it wasn't based off of his quality and what he was able to give as president. It was solely because he was black, because I wanted to see a black man become president, because I felt like it was their time. We needed to see a black man become president. Like, it was time for that. I felt like. And that's why I wanted Obama to win. And then the next year when Hillary was running, I wanted her to win, because I'm like, heck, we've had a black man, now it's time for a woman. I just was very liberal, and when Trump became president, I started to pay attention to the media, because the media, once he became president, they didn't stop with the lies. And so I started to see him in action as president. I saw prices come down. I saw several things that benefited my life as a single mother. And but the news didn't stop. CNN they just ramped up their lies over and over and over. but at least at this point, I had a comparison. Him in action as a president compared to what they were saying. And this fog kind of lifted off of me, and I started doing my own research on Trump. And actually, instead of watching the news versions of him talking, I would go on YouTube and watch the actual speech he gave. And come to find out, for example, I thought he was a monster for saying, I thought he said that Mexicans were animals, because that's what the news station reported on. But in reality, what he was talking about, he was talking about criminals. He was not talking about a whole race of people that were regular people, just like me. He was talking about criminals who were the worst of the worst kind of criminals. And when I saw on YouTube his full speech and what he actually said compared to what CNN reported, I was like, what the heck? Now I know what my parents have been saying this whole time. So I just kept digging and kept digging. Fast forward to 2024. I am on the full Trump train. And I kind of got sad today because I'm just doing my normal daily tasks, like at the grocery store. And at this point in my life, I have completely ridden off the left. Like, I don't want anything to do with them, because every time I encounter someone from the left, it's nothing but hate. And that kind of made me sad, because I bet you if politics didn't drive such a wedge between the right and the left, we would have so much in common and we would get along. I mean, I know that I encounter people from the left, we just don't talk about it. Like, I know that they're great people if we don't talk about politics. And politics bring the ugly out in people, and I'm sure that they see the ugly from the right all the time too. And I'm a Christian, and God's really been speaking to me about being hateful or unkind to someone who votes left. And I would never intentionally, just because they vote left, be hateful to them. The only reason I've written them off is because they're hateful to me. And I don't want to encounter that kind of hate I don't need that kind of hate in my life. So I'm going to go out of my way to be kind on TikTok. That's where I'm going to start. And if someone is being hateful to me, I'm going to try my hardest not to be hateful back. It's just really hard. It just made me sad, because if we all came together, imagine what we could do. Imagine the things that we could do together and what we could accomplish. Because I remember, before, let's say 10 years ago, we could talk about stuff. And it wasn't this hate, this deep-rooted hate for each other that the left is wishing death on people they don't know, like the hurricane victims. That's the kind of deep-seated hate that I'm talking about. So, anyways, I know this is a long video. Thank you for listening to my little story. I know that I don't have a lot of facts here for you, and I don't have a lot of, video evidence or anything. I'm just telling you my personal experience. Thank you. Have a good day.